Pachi. Hello everyone. Today we have a delicious recipe of cauliflower that you can use for parties or at home. It is very easy. You can have your breading ready and refrigerate it for a long time, and then all you have to do is create a sauce. So what we have to do first is create the sauce, because I have the ingredients right here, and it's going to be a lot of fresh ginger. It's 4 tablespoons and 1 tablespoon of coconut sugar. Let me get salt, pepper, and a pinch of red pepper. It's about 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, because it's going to be a little bit spicy, and 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. That's going to give a delicious color to our sauce. Now, you can use coconut yogurt and you can use regular yogurt. I'm going to use a little bit of Greek yogurt and a little bit of coconut yogurt. This is our coconut yogurt, and it's 1/2 cup. Get my spatula. But you can do it with plain yogurt. And if you want to use only coconut yogurt, it's perfect. All you have to do is maybe at the end add a little bit of coconut milk so that it flows like plain yogurt. Here we had 3/4 cup of our plain yogurt. And this is our sauce. Believe it or not, that's it. It's a very tangy sauce. People are going to love it. And it's because there's a lot of cauliflower here. So there's a lot of people that are going to want to add a little bit. It's not a sauce that you have tons and tons of it, because how high the ginger is. It's delicious when you have a little bit with cauliflower that is a little bland, or maybe a nondescript taste, something really plain. So it goes great with it. Now let's move around, and now we're going to do our breading. We are going to bread our cauliflower and then bake it. Super easy. And what we're going to use is some garam masala, which I think I forgot to add to the sauce. Let me taste it. I forgot to add the garam masala, so we are going to add 2 teaspoons of garam masala to our sauce. 1, and there's 2. And a tip, if your garam masala has been out for a while, smell it, and also put it on a baking pan or just a small saucepan and heat it up so a lot of those aromas come back up. So here's our sauce. Okay, now we're going to go to our breading. And I have 3 egg whites here, to which I'm going to add a pinch of salt, Actually, I thought I was going to add like a half a teaspoon because that's 3/4 of a teaspoon. Here it is. Let me add about half a teaspoon, and then what I added, about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, because remember that's going to salt the cauliflower top. The rest is going to be seasoned by the sauce. A little bit of pepper. And just a touch of garam masala now. Here it is. Half a teaspoon. Now we're just going to blend all this. We don't need to whip the egg whites, but we want to blend them completely so that all of the flavors are in every part of the sauce. So they're distributed evenly throughout the sauce. Okay, and our breading mixture is basically almond flour. Another tip for the almond flour, if you are gonna use your own almonds and process them, toast them first, because then they have a much better flavor. Even though it's going to be roasted, whenever you want to use like almond flour or hazelnut flour, any nut flour, toast them a little bit so that that flavor comes out of them for. Okay, and here's my bowl. So we have 3 parts: the egg whites, the sauce, and the breading. So to the breading, I'm also going to add a little bit of the garam masala, which is just half a teaspoon. Mix it, and that's it. So it's a nut breading. What we do is we pass our cauliflower through the egg whites. Check it out. And then through the nut flour. Sometimes you have to give it a turn or two so that all of your cauliflower is covered. And if you're missing something, you can just do this. Because you want all of the flavors of the nuts and the spice to be into our cauliflower. I think I'm going to need a little more nut flour, so I'm going to add a little more. Mix it. A little more garam masala. And here comes our second cauliflower. First into the whites. And you know, I took the thickest part of the stem off the cauliflower. It just helps me to get the heat into the bottom of the cauliflower faster because it doesn't have to go through the stem. Okay, now let's make sure all of our cauliflower has the egg white. And these were 3 egg whites. 3 egg whites for 3 small cauliflowers or 2 large cauliflowers. And if you're not sure and your eggs are really small, you can use an extra one, no problem. Okay, and now it goes into our nut flour. This is all we have to do. Turn it around so it gets all covered, knowing that if something doesn't get covered, we will help it out. Now you don't want to use this nut flour for anything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some in the bottom just to use it and not waste it because it has egg white in it. And we're done. We're going into the oven and then we're going to serve it with the sauce. I'm going to taste a little bit. Divine. Okay. Listo. So now we have our beautiful menu for a beautiful dinner with ham. Remember, the ham was just process all the ingredients and put a little bit on top and then keep the rest with a little bit of drippings for the sauce. Our turkey that we did one with a whole net on it and the other one we tied it. Our rice with spices and beautiful mushrooms that I brought from Japan. And then you hear salad or rice. Our beautiful rice with our mushrooms and spices and edamame in case you have a vegan person and wants a full meal. We have the rice and we have our cauliflower that's breaded and went to the oven to cook. It was golden, beautiful, and delicious because I tried it. And our salad that has that amazing trick that you can make the dressing first, add your green apple or pears, and look, they're perfect. They haven't turned brown because they are covered and protected by our dressing. So I hope that you make those at home and write to me. I'd love to know how it all came out.